Hey, we're back.
Hi, everyone.
Made it back again.
Guess who's
Hey,
back?
Andrea. Hey, Kim. We
Back
Hello.
have
again.
what's his name?
Jigsaw.
Yeah,
Jigsaw,
Jigsaw.
Yeah.
because it is the Halloween edition of OpenLab. So,
Yay.
as you'll note,
And welcome back to Facebook. We missed you
yeah,
Yeah,
last time.
we missed you, Facebook.
Yeah. It was last time when we realized that you guys are the ones who put in the most comments.
yes,
Um, so we really
that's
missed
right.
you.
So, welcome back, Facebook. I don't know what the deal was last week. They never did tell me, just that it couldn't
No,
connect. So,
I know. So speaking of, since it's the Halloween edition, I'm just curious. I mean, obviously I'm I'm already preparing for Halloween. But what are you guys gonna be? Are you gonna dress up? Like, Andrea, are you gonna dress up as anything on Halloween?
Man, last year was the first year I did not dress up for Halloween because 2020. And
Yeah,
this year, I don't know. And I like to do the old I have to make my costume. Like I go to Goodwill,
cool.
I go all
Yeah,
out, I get,
that's the way to do
whatever I
it.
can.
that's
Yeah.
very
And
old
it's always
school.
a
Yeah.
really niche, like I'm like that. It's always a niche one. I don't want anyone to have the same costume as me. So
Cool, cool. Wait,
You
so is
should,
this, like, under wraps, or you like, what you're gonna be this year?
I don't have anything this year. I don't even have like I need to think of something still. I don't know what, but
It took me forever this year to figure it out, but I've decided I'm doing a reveal costume. So, on the surface, I'm gonna be, like, a creepy girl with, like, a porcelain, doll mask, kinda like if the one of the twins from The Shining was wearing a porcelain doll
yes.
mask, but then
yeah.
the reveal is underneath it, I have zombie makeup. So, should
Oh,
be really I wanted to do
nice.
something like horror related this year. So,
There you
what about
go.
you, Jeff?
Hmm.
Well, I'm surprised you even have to ask, Kim. Hmm.
I think I know what's coming.
I'm going to be an existential bouncer in a rinky-dink honky-tonk with a PhD and a Mercedes. This guy's best buddy, of course, Dalton.
Well, of
So
course, I
not him.
know.
I look more like
Yes.
Wade, though. I could pull
Well, what
that off,
Wade
But
maybe.
come on.
Yeah.
Do you remember the commercials with the most interesting man in the world?
Yes.
Really,
Yeah.
that's Sam Elliott. You know, they
It's
could have
got to
just
be.
swapped
yeah,
out Sam Elliott for that guy.
I have
Yeah.
no
I don't.
bad words for Sam Elliott. He's
No,
amazing.
nor should you.
Yeah, no,
And if you did,
not at
I
all.
mean, hypothetically, we might never let you on Open Lab again, but,
Could have a technical
Okay. Yeah.
difficulty and you lose your stream. I don't know.
Oh
Something like that.
no. Oh no.
So,
Well, so welcome again to all of our viewers on YouTube and Facebook. So as always, we have a question for you if you want to be entered into our IL swag giveaway. So because it's October and almost the most wonderful day of the year, which is Halloween, today's question has absolutely nothing to do with e-commerce. If you want a chance to get entered into the giveaway this week, you just have to answer one question. What's your favorite horror or Halloween film? So if you're not into scary movies or slasher films, just tell us what your favorite
oh yeah.
Halloween movie is. Could be anything. A family-friendly movie like Hocus Pocus, a cartoon, the Charlie Brown Halloween special, whatever. And once again, just put your answer in the comments. Your name will be automatically entered into our drawing for a chance to win some awesome IL swag. And as always, we'll draw the winners' names at the end of the broadcast.
Yeah. So if you won a couple weeks ago, I just got those out today because I had to add some more swag to the boxes. So apologies for the late mailing, but anybody winning today, I've got your boxes already. So
Woohoo!
as long as
Ooh,
you're
Friday the
timely with your
13th.
email. What
Yeah.
was that? Oh, Friday the
Friday the
13th. That's your
13th.
Yeah.
somebody saying? Oh my.
Halloween. Those
All
are
right,
both classics.
Andy,
I
put a
love
put a
those
put a
two.
Halloween movie in there. You
There's
can't
Andy
just do
Zoomer.
2.
He's a regular.
Nightmare on Elm Street, oh, classic. Love it.
Yeah, those are the classics.
They are. I just watched the original not too long ago again. It's been years since I watched it, and,
Oh,
it still holds up. I mean,
still holds
you
up.
I'm
know,
surprised nobody
the
has,
acting isn't so great, but
mentioned this guy,
I
the
know,
Saw
right.
movies. There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Hot Flash Hunter.
There we go.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's I mean, like I said, I grew up with all the slasher films, so I love all of them.
Yeah. That classic Halloween movie though, that's the one I always go back to. Just
Yeah. If anyone out there is ever interested in finding out a lot of behind the scenes stuff, there is a great show on Netflix called The Movies That Made Us. And
Ah,
they have
Mhm.
season 3 out right now, and most of the movies, or like half of them, are the classic horror movies. So there's Friday the 13th, the original Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, maybe one other one, but they are it's such a funny show, and it just gives you some really cool insight into how those movies were actually made. Yeah, there we go.
well, there we go.
Great
Yeah.
show.
Oof.
Yep.
Freddy versus
Freddy versus
Jason.
Jason.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that was something.
I'm gonna have to check that out. I didn't realize I had that.
It's great, and
That's a pretty
there
good
are other
idea.
movies. Well, obviously, you can see the whole list there for this season. Aliens, Coming to America, which is another great one. Nightmare Before Christmas, Elf. And they do some other, and if the other seasons do the other, some other classic movies too. So definitely worth checking out.
Oh, Aliens. I love, or
Yeah.
Alien. I love Alien
Aliens
so
is
Yeah,
the
much.
that
best of
Oh
Alien
them,
wait,
series,
Aliens.
hands
Sorry.
down.
Aliens,
Okay,
Yeah.
right. Okay.
and the third are
The
all good.
third one, what was that called?
And
Those are amazing.
Resurrection.
Prometheus.
Oh, Prometheus was good too. I enjoyed Prometheus.
Yeah.
Well, I
Really good.
guess it's about that time.
All right.
We should have theme music for you.
You
Something.
could, well, if you wanted to, you could play. Are we doing Tales from Support today
Yeah, we have one or two
with
items.
our spooky? Yeah. Well, I
So
mean, so
yeah,
wait. Too
we'll
bad you
have
can't
that.
pull the music from that, but that's all right. So,
Yeah.
all right. So everybody, welcome to another edition of Kim's Corner. So
I can't give
I
you a
didn't know
drum
that
roll
was
though.
coming.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay. So today I just wanted to talk a little bit about Inventory Lab support and how it can help our users. So I just published a blog on the exact same topic on our website because I really wanted to draw some attention to what we offer in the way of support, and especially give a big shout out to our amazing support team. So we not only have a fantastic group of customer champions who can help you, we also have a cool community forum where users can post and answer questions, give each other help and advice, and learn more about how IL works and how it can help their business. So if you're having any issues with IL, if you're currently using it, the first place you want to go is support.inventorylab.com. That's where you're going to find a wealth of information that can help you troubleshoot before you ever have to reach out to anyone. So when you first navigate to the support homepage, you're going to see three main boxes. You're going to see boxes marked video tutorials for all the visual learners, myself included out there. Inventory Lab User Guide, which is a pretty exhaustive resource of everything you need to know about using IL, and a troubleshooting box. And then at the top right of the page, you're going to see links to the IL community, as well as an option to open a ticket. And then on the bottom right of the screen is always a help button that's always there wherever you navigate, where you can type in a question. And pretty much as soon as you start typing in something, a series of links are going to come up for helpful articles and troubleshooting related to whatever it is you're typing in there. But if you just want to talk to one of the CCs directly, that's also when the live chat button will pop up in that bottom right corner. And FYI, chat feature is available Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you scroll further down on the support homepage, you're going to see links to some of our promoted articles, a link to join the community forum, and then the most recent support activity at the bottom of the page. And it's really hard to overstate just how much information we have available to our users on the support site. It's really worth checking out if you haven't already. You might find information in there that you didn't even know you needed, or if you're already a seasoned IL user, you might consider jumping onto the community forum and sharing your expertise and knowledge with some of the other users. So whether you're someone who likes to do a deep dive and figure things out for yourself, or someone who just wants to get straight to a human being to help you find solutions, we got you covered. And that
Mhm.
is this week's Kim's Corner.
That was
Very
awesome.
nice. Yeah. I was going to start a chat, but I didn't know how busy they were, so I didn't want to.
Right, yeah.
I didn't want to
I
be
maybe
that
even gave them
person.
some warning, I know. But even then, there's no guarantee because, I mean, yeah, they are busy.
So, product updates. We haven't done one of these in a while because we never know when those are going to happen. But we have a few things. The big news, obviously, is remote fulfillment. we're now able to um, account for your inventory changes due to remote fulfillment. Previously, you'd have to make those adjustments yourself, but now we'll do that for you. Um, and I can show you some examples here. Why don't I set that up? If Andrew, do you mind talking about the billing and plan changes, and
Oh,
I'll
sure. Yeah. So
yeah.
we're having a billing and plan change, and it's going to make it easier to understand and use. So um, if you open up if you click on your name, it will take you to my account. And if you'll see, it looks like Jeff has it pulled up, and it will show your current plan with so this is an account with that's on the complimentary uh, sorry, on the complimentary trial. So it's $0 a month. This is our test account, so it's not going to have any real information in it. But it's much more clear now, where you can see your billing dates, your billing period, whether you're on the annual or the monthly subscription. And it's really handy. I like it. I think it's pretty. It was a little before, but now it's much easier to understand.
Yeah, a lot cleaner.
I like the
Hmm.
box up on top there that it's the first thing that draws your eye, uh,
Hmm.
the dollar amount a month, so you don't have to go searching for it. Because I know even some of the companies we partner with for the different resources and products we use, sometimes searching for your billing information, it's really like finding a needle in a haystack, and it's really frustrating when you're just trying to find what plan the company's on and how much it's costing us. And it's not always obvious when you're navigating some of the
Hmm.
websites.
Yep, and then the
Or,
start date will correct itself to the original start date after you get your first billing, if you're still um on the why am I having such a brain fart today? If you're still on the free trial, that will update once you start billing. So
yeah, you can
yeah.
click right there and
That's
you can
great.
pick
I
your
love that.
plan. It tells you right away
Yep,
what,
monthly or annual, that is fantastic.
yeah.
So easy.
And I like the
Hmm.
date feature. We'll talk
Hmm.
about that too. We have a little bit of um, I guess it's a Tales from Support. I think I put it in the wrong section, but this date will show the date we switched over to this. But once you do the new billing, or once your billing cycle starts and we get the first charge on your account, then it'll switch to your original. So don't worry about this date right now, but it'll change. Sorry, Andrea, I apologize. I threw you under the bus there a little unexpectedly. I
Wow.
know. I was
Thanks.
like, well, I can't
Wow.
multitask anymore. Back when I was a dispatcher, I could do like 20 things at once, and now it's like one thing.
I think
So
today's
I'm
just a
like,
strange day. I feel a little off today
Maybe.
too, especially with
Is
my
yeah,
brain
Mercury in
fart.
retrograde again or something? I don't know.
yeah,
Yeah.
something.
Not a full moon, I know that.
I might be in retrograde. So anyway, getting back to remote fulfillment, when you go to your inventory page and then you click on one of your items that is signed up for the remote fulfillment, you'll notice, and this will be actually on all your inventory, but if you have an item that's uh, in either the MX or the Canadian marketplace, you'll see that we'll have the remote fulfillment orders listed right here. And then what it looks like when you open up uh, on the inventory page, let me show you that first. Out of sync here. So you go here, and here's the RF section. And then here, if you click on the little I, it opens up a listing that shows all of your order IDs, replenishments, refunds, and things. So when you open that up after having the remote fulfillment orders, you'll see them all listed with the refund and reimbursements. So we're accounting for all three of those. So that'll make it easier. And this goes back to August 20th. So prior to that, we won't be tracking those because you have to go in and make those available for us to track. You have to make those reports available. but we'll get the last 60 days of those. And so if you haven't been making any adjustments to your inventory, you don't have to do anything different other than make those reports available. And you can reach out to support, and we'll tell you how to do that. If you did make some adjustments, then you're going to have to go back in and fix the last 2 months, unfortunately. But that's just the way the sync process goes with Amazon. We sync the last 60 days, and it's just kind of an automatic thing. But going forward, you won't have to make any adjustments at all. So we do have a webinar. If you go up to the resources and click on webinars, we'll have a remote fulfillment and inventory lab. I kind of talk about how to account for that. And so, yeah, so that's pretty handy now.
Yeah, remote fulfillment, you can at least track your orders, that's nice.
And then the next thing we have, it's coming out Monday. And is it under list?
I think so.
Calculations? General. It's so, oh, there it is. Okay. So it's called the purchase date. It'll default to today's date when you're listing items, because we have to have a purchase date in order to organize your costs on the replenishment pages. And so if you don't have one in there when you're doing an import, when you're listing an item, we'll ask you for it, and it can sometimes slow up your listing process. So if you have this on just by toggling it on or off, it will default to the purchase date, or to today's date for the purchase date. You can go back in later and change that if you need to, but that if you don't know exactly what date you're going to use yet, or maybe you just never worry about it and you just always use the current date, this is kind of handy because it'll fill that in automatically for you, and so you don't have to do it going forward. Again, you can turn that on or off as you want. So,
and we do require, if you're listing through Inventory Lab, we do require you to use a purchase date. So, and that's how we that's how we deplete your accounting information and apply it to your orders in a certain order where it's first in, first out. If you've ever worked in usually retail or in food, you'll know what FIFO is, first in, first out. So we always go with the first initial purchase date, and then we move on to the second replenishment 1, replenishment 2, and so on and so on. So that's the reason why we require you to enter in a purchase date if you're listing through Inventory Lab.
That is a good point. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. And now, thankfully, glad we got to play that today. It's a fitting episode. So
Halloween.
Yay.
So Tales from Support, the main one, since we had this billing switch, I don't know if it's related to that. I guess it's not. I had something else on my mind. You can see I'm out of sync, so I need to rebind myself, obviously. But it's sync issues, so if you're finding that some of your inventory hasn't synced yet, rebinding with Amazon will fix that. And so just go up to my account and then just click rebind here, and that will rebind your account and get that sync process started again. If that doesn't work after 24 hours, then shoot us an email and we'll look into that for you. But is there anything else in support the last couple weeks, Andrea, that you can recall that has come up repeatedly?
Not that I can think of, honestly. Nothing repeatedly,
stuff.
no. Yeah, just the usual stuff.
All right. I guess we'll just move right along to Amazon News.
Okay, let's do it. So, our first piece of Amazon news. This is exciting and important for all sellers to know. Amazon has now changed the date for sending inventory for the holidays. They did put out an announcement where Amazon said that make sure your inventory arrives at a fulfillment center by December 11th for Christmas. So that date again is December 11th. If you want your product to be, in before Christmas, get it to the fulfillment center before December 11th. That's what it
It's
used to
actually
be.
they changed. Yeah.
That's what it used to be. But now it's actually December 2nd. So it went from being December 11th to December 2nd. So now you're actually going to have to get your items to the fulfillment centers sooner rather than later. You're going to have, an extra, or they're taking away 10 days from sellers. So I'm guessing there's going to be high demand this year. I bet it's going to be like on track to be like just a really big sales year for Amazon. I feel like even bigger than last year for Christmas. I'm buying like almost all of my Christmas presents this year from Amazon.
I buy so
Yeah.
much off
Yeah,
Amazon.
that's all we do.
Well, we've
Yeah.
seen what is going on with the supply chains everywhere. And
Mhm.
Amazon does seem to be one of the places you can still rely on for the most part to get your stuff. If anyone has had an experience recently, or especially with, I noticed, like with holiday decorations and things. Even we talked about this before. Even in the brick and mortar stores, you're not seeing the same amount of things on the holiday, or early in the holiday that you
Mhm.
Yeah.
normally would. And what I noticed, like at Michael's is a good example. I went to Michael's the beginning of October, late September, and normally by then they'd have all the Halloween stuff out, and they had maybe half of what they normally have. But then I went about a week ago, much closer to Halloween, and suddenly they had gotten these late shipments out of nowhere, and they said it was the distributor. They just, and
Mhm.
they just hadn't, for whatever reason, I don't know what the holdup was, but they
You know
just
what?
all of a sudden got all this inventory.
I'm
So
I'm kind of okay with that though, Kim, because I'm one of those people that Christmas lights should not be up or on until after Thanksgiving,
I agree. I couldn't agree
you
more. In
know?
fact,
And
yes.
so having this stuff, our neighbor just down the hall, they've already got up Happy Christmas and Let It Snow decorations on their door, and it's not even Thanksgiving yet. Well, it's not even Halloween
Yeah.
yet. And they've already got these decorations up. And just, it's annoying to me, but
Can we just agree that's wrong,
that
people?
is wrong.
Don't do it.
You should write
And
them a
Don't
ticket,
do it.
I
like a
should,
fake
Exactly.
yes.
ticket. Be like,
If
you're
you
in violation of holiday law.
if you feel like you've got to get those Christmas decorations up on November 1st, fine. I mean,
Yeah, November
I can at
1st,
least,
go crazy.
right.
You
I
know,
I still don't
go
agree with it.
crazy.
No,
I don't agree with it. I think Christmas
but
decorations go up on Black Friday, no sooner.
yeah.
But
But I
as
guess
long
at least let Halloween
as
get
after
past.
Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, Mom, if you're watching, I know you have your Christmas lights up year round. You know how much it irritates me. Maybe
I
that's why
know.
you do. Maybe that's why she
Uh,
leaves them up.
But you know what, though? And I know
I
some
think.
people will do that just because it's such a pain to take, especially if
Yeah.
they're on your house. It's such a pain to take
Mhm.
them down. So, oh, did you see? Craig just said our local brick and mortars said they want to be getting Christmas decor until late December. Or they won't be getting Christmas decor
Wow,
until late December. That's insane.
Yeah.
that is
I mean,
insane.
again,
Wow.
for people who don't like to go really early, that's not necessarily a bad thing. But I think for the vast majority of people who are trying to plan ahead, that's gonna be an issue.
Yep.
Late December's cutting it. It's cutting it
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
close.
That's crazy.
I mean, define
Yeah.
late
Like most
December. Do they mean like December 26th when Christmas is over? I
26.
mean,
Yeah.
That's what it
That's
sounds
just,
like.
yeah. And he wants to put those things up.
Dang.
I get putting them up early when it's warm or warmer.
I
So you're not
know.
going to fall on the ice and stuff, but then not turning them on until, you
Right.
know,
Right.
but
I have no
yeah,
issue with people leaving the
I
lights
wouldn't,
on,
I wouldn't
or
even put
leaving
up
the
decorations if they were getting
physically
that
on the
late.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck with it.
Right. Yeah. What's the point? So, yeah, new date, December 2nd. Get your products to the fulfillment center by December 2nd. Keep that
Yes.
date in mind. All right.
Yeah.
So I think a couple weeks ago there was the Amazon Accelerate conference. Kim or Jeff, were you able to go at all or see any sessions?
No.
I saw a couple of them. They were actually pretty
Mhm.
entertaining and interesting. They had some good information. Um, but let me put that
Anything
link up.
stand out at all or anything?
That was, sell how Amazon deals with things. I don't really, yeah, there it is. I don't really have any takeaways from it. I saw one that was actually about, well, it's fitting because we talked last Open Lab about pay-per-click, and they had some things on Amazon advertising there that were interesting, informational. So those would be good. Um, but that's about the only thing I can remember.
Yeah.
So
Well, if you want
I
to,
see
if
you're
you want to
paying me
go,
back, throwing me under the bus for throwing you under the bus earlier. Touche, touche, Andrea.
I'm not getting in between. I'm not getting in between you two.
the spar has begun.
Yeah, I'm just
But
kidding.
it's
But
it's nice that they have it like all on. It looks like they have it on YouTube, and they
Oh,
have it
nice.
on,
yeah,
yeah, and Seller University. So that's pretty
yep,
handy for anybody who's looking to see what you've missed or if you've missed anything.
Great.
yeah. Here's the Amazon Accelerate. They have quite a few. Looks like most of the sessions they had on here, which is nice because they had
That's
some
good.
sessions that you'd have like choices of in 45-minute increments, and you have a choice of like three that you could go to. Some of them repeated later, so that was nice, but some of them were like one-offs, and so you kind of had to, which was kind of annoying. You had to look through and kind of gauge which ones you wanted to sign up for at which time, so you didn't miss any. And then,
Mm.
but it looks like they've got a bunch of them listed
A
here, so
lot.
that's good.
That's nice. So you can just pick and choose kind of instead of having to watch it was a
Yeah,
few days, wasn't it? Like I think it was a couple.
yeah, it was
I
like
think it was
two
more than
days
one
worth of
day.
stuff.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
kind of
Yeah,
overwhelming.
that's a lot. That's a lot. But yeah, now that's all available on YouTube and I believe on Seller University as well. So,
That's great.
or or is that just a specific YouTube for Seller University? I think that's what it
um,
is.
yeah. I think if you go to the AmazonAccelerate.com, it has a link to the videos, and then Seller University is that sell.amazon.com. But if you searched for Amazon Accelerate in YouTube, it'll take you to this channel. Or you look for
Heck yeah.
Amazon Seller University. Now be careful looking for that. I did that earlier, and I got a bunch of channels that were people advertising on how to sell on Amazon, and
Sure.
yeah, some are trustworthy and some are not. But
Yeah.
I think we're going to be talking
Um,
about that later.
yeah, I
Not
think we
today,
are
but
too. Yeah, no, later. So another piece of news is Amazon is going to offer store pickup options from sellers with brick and mortar shops.
Hmm.
So,
this is this
yeah.
is interesting.
hmm Um, and it's kind of like, the e-commerce landscape has kind of shifted, especially probably with the pandemic. And now more people are not going into brick and mortar stores. So last week, Amazon announced actually they're going to have a new program. It's called local selling, and that allows retailers and third-party sellers with a brick and mortar presence to offer in-store pickup as a fulfillment option with Amazon. So, say you have your own store and you also sell those items on Amazon. Instead of shipping those items to the fulfillment center or having to do it as merchant fulfilled, you can actually just have customers show up to your brick and mortar shop and pick up their orders that way. So
Hmm.
it's all going
It's
to be
pretty
tied
handy.
into one. Yeah, it's nice, and you'll be able to track. It's all going to be tied into all of your seller account and everything. So instead of having to do multiple marketplaces, now you can actually track it all in one place,
That's really neat.
which
So you can actually
syncs
you'll
with
have
Inventory Lab.
like I know,
Yeah,
right? You'll have the capability of actually seeing if that particular item is in stock at the brick and mortar store, just like you can now with like Target, Walmart. You can put in your
Yeah.
zip code or whatever, and okay, that's
I
really
still
cool.
prefer the order online thing. But yeah, if you needed something that day, that's a pretty handy feature.
Absolutely.
I guess this is a good warning if you're selling on Amazon and you have a brick and mortar, make sure you have your addresses correct so that people don't come to your house.
Yeah, right.
I'm not
Yes.
sure how they're,
Yes, that would
you
be
know,
huge. Yeah.
You
Craig
would not
mentioned
want that.
it's like local pickup on eBay. eBay does this
yeah,
already? I didn't
yep,
realize that.
Hmm.
yeah, they've done it for a long time. eBay does,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. And Craig also had a disclaimer about the fact that his local brick and mortars aren't getting Christmas decor until late December. He says he's in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, so they don't get much up there as it is. So maybe,
Escanaba. I have family from Escanaba.
yeah. So yeah, maybe people in the more, metropolitan areas don't have to worry so much about,
Yeah.
not being able to get their hands on
Well,
Christmas
if you're in
stuff.
the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, I certainly wouldn't be putting Christmas decorations up in December. Man, it's got to be cold.
Can't even
Heck with
imagine.
that.
Yeah.
I'll put something around the window on the inside and
Yeah.
call it good. Yeah.
I love the UP. It's beautiful up there. All right, last piece of news.
All right.
This is Walmart related. Walmart opened its doors to international sellers and just got about 5,000 sellers from China. So there are 5,000 Chinese sellers added to the Walmart marketplace. And I believe that's going to be a direct, it's going to have a direct impact on Amazon sellers as well, because I believe a lot of these sellers from China are also selling on, Amazon already. So it's just going to up the competition between Amazon and Walmart for, to see who's going to win, with this whole e-commerce thing.
I thought it was
So,
interesting because Amazon kicked off a bunch of Chinese retailers, sellers from their platform, and it said in part of this that some of them are actually now selling on Walmart. So I
yeah,
wonder if Walmart's going to run into the same, you know, uh, counterfeit
I'm
goods
gonna,
issues that Amazon did.
Hmm.
oh yeah, maybe, but yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting, It looks like Walmart Marketplace surpassed 100,000 sellers in July and now has about 120,000 sellers. So it's doubled its size in a year, actually.
Wow.
Because last year it was about 50,000, I think. So that's just crazy,
It
you
is.
know.
And it's
I don't.
crazy how e-commerce is making the world a much smaller place, isn't it?
Yeah,
Hmm.
I wonder if
Hmm.
any of our viewers sell on Walmart and how easy that process is to get approved on. Because I know they have their own approval. I'm just curious.
Mhm.
eBay you can just sell whatever you want, pretty
Just whatever,
much.
yeah. Yep.
But I know Walmart, you got to go through an approval process. So I'm just curious about that.
Hmm. Interesting. And for anyone who's joining us late, if you want a chance to get your name entered into our
Oh,
drawing for
yes.
some aisle swag, just answer
Hmm.
the question in the comments. What is your favorite Halloween movie? And again, it could be anything. Doesn't have to be a horror film. Just anything Halloween themed. Go ahead and put your answer in the comments, and we'll enter your name into the drawing.
All right.
Heck
Thanks,
yeah.
Andrea, for the news.
Yeah,
Let's see. We've
absolutely.
got quick tips now. We didn't have any last week because of we had a guest, which was nice, all about pay-per-click, which was interesting. So she's going to come back again soon, we hope. And but we do have a few things for the quick tip. Let me just pop that banner off there. There we go. So this is our test account, obviously, and so okay, good. I can. We have so many to choose from. I put one in here earlier, but
Uh-oh.
which one is it? I'm not sure. So, um, but I just wanted to remind people that if you need to edit the cost, quantity, supplier, or purchase date, instead of going to each individual item and editing, it's a lot easier to do it just from the review page because you can just do them all right here by clicking on the cost. And then you can edit the quantity, purchase date, supplier, and um, cost per unit. So don't forget about that. option. And then we had to mention, comments have mentioned eBay adjusting for inventory there or other marketplaces. It's pretty simple, actually. All you do is go to your inventory page, and then you would adjust the purchase quantity down. If you had a sale, like if we sold this item on eBay, first off, I'd have to figure out which cost sequence I want to use. And then I would just adjust down the purchase quantity by how many I sold on eBay. And then we'll match with Amazon again. Because what happens is Amazon will just report, say, 2 less of that item, but there won't be any corresponding sales because those were sales on Amazon or on eBay. So you just come in and adjust the purchase quantity down too. And then, of course, make sure you go to accounting and add the income and expenses from that sale there. And then lastly, you can do the same thing on the unlisted inventory. If you add items here to keep track of for eBay, and if you put a tag, that has eBay on it, you can sort by that and just look at those items. So the same process, you just click on the item. It's a little bit different process. If I wanted to adjust any of these for sales on eBay, I first click on this little eye. And when I do, you can see that when it's listed in a batch going to Amazon, we'll automatically adjust for you. Or if we take it out of a batch, we'll put those back in. But you can also add an adjustment to remove or add items in. So if you had an eBay sale, you could type in eBay sale and then put the order ID or whatever you wanted, and then say 1 or however many it was, and then click the check mark. And now it gives you that eBay sale that you can then edit this part, but this part remains. So you have like an ongoing ledger, which is nice. So that's how you account for those. But make sure you go into other income and other expenses. So to adjust that.
Yeah, for the P&L.
Yeah. All right, Kim.
All right.
Time for Books Keep Buzz.
Books Keep up real quick. Really? So,
Yeah.
is that a thing we're doing now?
That's our expensive sound effects generator. I swear it wasn't me just making the noise.
Not at all. No, it was definitely, that was some high-tech sound effects. I just wanted to give a shout out real quick to Christina because she said Charlie Brown was her favorite Halloween movie. And I love that movie.
Love that.
Oh, there you go.
It's so fantastic. Okay, so our good friends at Books Keep. So recently, Cindy Thomason at Books Keep published a blog article that I was really excited about when I saw the title. It sounds so geeky, but it's called Profit First in Parkinson's Law, The Way to Conquer the Q4 Season. And you can read it in its entirety. Do we have that link? We'll put the link in the
yeah, we do.
section.
We have a link to the
Right.
to the blog.
Great. So the reason I was excited is because way back in December of 2020, I interviewed Cindy, and one of the many things that we discussed was Parkinson's law. So if you're not familiar with it, it's an adage that states that work expands so as to fill the time available for its completion. So in other words, if you're given a deadline of 1 day to complete a project, that's how long it's going to take you. However, if you're given a deadline of 1 week, it will take you that long. So in this article, Cindy is referring to time rather than money or goods. And she outlines how you can manage your time in Q4 so that you can manage your business more efficiently. So if you're not familiar with Profit First, you can read about it on the Books Keep website, and you can order the book that Cindy wrote about it on Amazon. And basically the Profit First system, or Profit First is a system that helps e-commerce business owners focus on the 4 critical areas that they tend to struggle with when they're growing their business. And that's managing inventory, relying on debt, understanding their financial data, and maintaining focus. So if you're interested in reading that blog article, which I highly recommend, or in checking out Cindy's book, just visit the Books Keep webpage at the link we provided for you.
Well, that's interesting. I hadn't heard of that Parkinson's law. So that
yeah.
doesn't make sense, though.
And it's so funny. We talked about how it doesn't just apply to finance. You can apply it to your house, for instance. Isn't it true? I think I found it's true. no matter what kind of space you're living in, you will find a way to fill that space with stuff. So if you start off in an apartment and then you get a house, all of a
Hmm.
sudden the house is full of stuff, even though you only had enough stuff originally for the apartment. So it's really funny how you can
Well, you don't want
really
it to
apply
look
that.
empty,
Well, of course not. Yeah.
you
And
know.
we've got all those, Christmas decorations to buy.
That's right.
Yep.
All
All right.
right. Is
Should we do
Guess
that
some
it's time.
questions?
is it time for questions already?
Q&A.
We got some.
We're
We have
there.
some good. We have some good questions today.
Oh, good.
We
Good.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Real quick, Diane just said, shoot, I missed the beginning. Can I still watch this later? Yes, you can. So it will be on YouTube on our on the Inventory Lab channel. And then do we keep can you watch it later on
Yep.
Facebook as well?
Yep.
Yep.
Great.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
all available on Facebook
Excellent.
too. We have a
Yeah.
whole section with all of our videos. So
Fantastic. Great. So yeah, no worries,
yeah.
Diane. You can watch it, rewatch it, pause it, anything that you need. And also, did you guys notice how many people from YouTube are commenting today? Look at
Oh, I
that.
think
All of our
I think
Yeah.
you threw down the gauntlet, Kim, earlier on. You
Yeah.
challenged them.
Yeah,
Where's
we
the
So
did.
Facebook people? I mean,
yeah,
we got
Facebook
a
people aren't
couple,
showing up. So
yeah. I don't know,
Christina's there, but
maybe some of them tried to watch a couple weeks ago on Facebook
yeah.
since it didn't work. I don't know.
Maybe.
Andy Zoomer's here. Christina's here from Facebook.
Yep.
Andy Zoomer is a fan. He's always
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We love
Long-time
Andy.
fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
He was
love it
the
when people
original.
come back, and we love it when new names pop up. So
Yeah.
thank you everyone
Exactly.
for showing up. Hi, Andy.
Yep. Andy. My mom
So
hasn't
we have a.
commented yet, has she?
Oh
Yeah, where's your
No.
mom?
no,
No.
yeah. Where
No.
is she?
She's busy with a new boyfriend, I guess.
Oh, good for her.
Oh, good for
Yeah.
her. We have another question from Kosh, it looks like,
Mhm.
about Be Cool. So,
Mm.
how do you use the Be Cool integration? Am I able to add my min and max price in IL and that will sync to Be Cool? So in Be Cool, I don't have to add the price to each of my listings. So the way it works with repricers and Inventory Lab is we do not sync your min and max prices with them. When we collect your min and max prices while you're listing, you can either choose to not capture it, save it to Inventory Lab, and that's just for your own records, in case you were curious on when you were listing what you wanted the min and max to be. And those are accessible from the close batches. That's the only place you can really access those. Or you can send them to Amazon if you do your repricing through Seller Central.
Yeah. On the batch, when you create the batch, right there. Yep.
Yep. Yeah. Right. Sorry. Right when you create the batch. Now, so if you use a third-party repricer such as Be Cool, or any of the other ones that we are integrated with, what we do is we just sync we sync your inventory with your buy cost, and you can set your min max prices in the third-party app. So that's how it works. While we don't send your min max prices when you enter them in Inventory Lab, your price, we still sync with Be Cool. It's all handled within Be Cool. So,
and you want to make sure, Kosh, if you're just starting out, make sure you put your costs into Inventory Lab because it's a one-way sync. Like we're not going to pull the costs from Be Cool. So if you have them all entered in Be Cool but none in Inventory Lab, and you turn on the integration, and that's the same for any repricer, it'll set it to 0 in your repricer. So you want to make sure you have your costs in Inventory Lab. So, and like Andrea said, we don't make it available as an automatic thing, but you do, once you go to the closed batch, once you add your items to a batch and then it becomes a closed batch, for Be Cool anyway, you can export a file that will have the min and max in it, but it's not automatic. But I think they're the only ones that actually allow us to allow you to do that, because most of those repricers have their own formulas that they use for min and max. So
they're all different. They're all very different.
So, but you can, and I don't know if
Be Cool's that exception.
Yeah, so Be Cool allows you to import a repricing file that will have your min and max if you want to set it that way. But
Hmm.
yeah, that's a great
Let
question.
me put, yeah, I'm just going to post the help article right into the chat so people
Oh
can,
yeah, good idea.
That's a
they
great
can
idea.
reference
Yep.
that.
Great. All right.
But yeah, Be Cool is pretty cool. I like it.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't
See
it?
what you did there.
I see what you did. Yeah, that's right. We see you.
Not quite a, not quite a, not quite a Jeff dad joke, but
No,
I'll
more like a
I'll get
really
there one
awesome
day.
one. Yeah. So Dave has a question, which I can definitely sympathize with. Dave says, I know it's petty. It's not. But when using variable MSKUs in IL, can you change the purchase date format to the US format? So instead of putting the year first, of course, the US format as we put the month and the day first. And I can sympathize because I know when I run across this format, you have to stop and think about what the
Yeah,
date actually is. So I'm just curious, first of all, can you change that? And second of all, why do we have it more in a European format?
I thought that. Well, let's test it out here. Purchase date. Yep. Yeah, it is. I don't know. I don't know is the answer I have why it's
Yeah, I don't know the
that way.
I don't know the logic behind that because we have it in the European format, and well, I don't think it's just Europe. I think it's
Because
the rest of the world.
purchase date here
Yeah.
Yeah,
is the US format. So you would
Hmm.
think the
we
MSKU
might
would
have to look
be in the
through.
same.
Yeah, we'll have to ask our developers because there must be a reason behind it. It wouldn't just be,
I
you
would think
know,
so. Right, right. I don't imagine that
But,
that's just random, but
there's
but
some
Dave will
logic behind it.
normally if you have a suggestion like that, just send it to support@inventorylab.com. But we'll go ahead and
yep.
create one for you, Dave, so you don't have to send that email. But
Hmm.
Yeah. Because now
we'll
we
do
all
that.
want to know.
Yeah,
So that's
Yeah,
definitely piqued our curiosity why that is.
yeah.
yeah.
Stay tuned for next 2 weeks. We'll bring it up again.
We'll make sure to address it again when we're next Open Lab. That's right. We'll
Absolutely.
see
Yeah,
if we
Yeah.
have an
Yeah.
absolutely.
answer
We'll
for
have
you.
the follow-up. That'd be nice.
Yeah. Let's see what other questions we got here. Looks like Christina has a good question about box contents. Boom. So Christina's fairly new,
Oh,
but she's wondering if there's a simpler way to assign box contents. I understand completely. It's tedious and seems she has to be
Yeah.
missing. She's missing something. So we
yeah.
have an amazing scan to pack feature, which I love. So the way the workflow works usually is you label all of your items with your FN SKUs on them, and after you create the box, you can actually scan each item individually into each box if you would like to. It makes it a lot quicker than manually doing it on the keyboard, I think. Um,
Yeah,
but
I'll
I think
just
that's the fastest way to do
I'll
it.
demo that here. You just click on the little eye here, and then if you have your scanner started, you just or connected, you just click start, and it's going to be listening. And then as you scan that FN SKU label, or I think it works UPC label as well, the barcode, but if you've already got your items labeled, you just scan it, and then it automatically puts it in there. And if you have multiple of the item, you can click here and just adjust the quantity, or you can just, probably easier, just scan it twice. Tells you what's scanned, and there you go. Yeah, that's a good, I don't think enough people, or a lot of people utilize that. It's pretty handy, Andrea. I think, just like you said, it's pretty slick
Yeah,
how
it
that
is.
works.
It's super handy. Yeah, I love it.
So that's a good
We're on
one.
Spotify now, by the way, if you do want to listen to something while you list.
Oh, yeah.
Inventory Lab. That's right. We're on Spotify now. So if you're
There you
looking
go.
for entertainment while you're working, follow us.
Nice.
It's at Inventory Lab. We have we're working on a bunch of playlists
Well,
to
what's
listen
the
to
link
while you
again?
work.
Or what do you,
It's at Inventory Lab.
oh, okay. You
Yeah.
can tell I'm a real
We'll be putting
Spotify
out
expert. Um, There's a couple of other things, Christina, you can do too.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
So no, just if you have multiple of the same item, say you're shipping a lot of the same item, so maybe you have 100 of these, and they're in sets of 10 in a box. So you're going to have 10 boxes of the same thing. You could assign, say I'm going to assign this, oops, just pretend that's a 10 instead of a 1. But let's say it's that. So I've assigned the one box, but I've got 9 more just like it. I can do the first one and then click on the little toolbar or the tool icon and then copy box. And I could copy that 9 more times and it would make exact duplicates 9 times. So there you go. I've done my box contents for those 10 boxes in just a few seconds. Like in this case, just did it again. It's creating a duplicate box, so it's already assigned box contents for me. So that's a good way to do it. Another way, just real quick, is if I select these, I can select the items that I know are going to be in the box and then just assign to a box, and I can pick which box I want them in. And so if I had multiple items on here, it would do that for all of them and just assign, and then they all go into that box. So that's a really quick way if you just want to click on these little boxes next. So an example would be if I wanted to put this in there, this one, and this one, and I click assign to box, I could put them all into a box. I don't have to follow it in order. I can just pick and choose which ones I want. That's another quick way to do it. So there's multiple ways of doing this. But yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, it's a really good question.
Definitely.
And
All right.
then,
And let's see.
we did have some new users. If you want to point out the webinars again, Jeff,
Oh yeah.
that's a really
Webinars,
good place to start.
just go to resources, webinars, and then on this page, you'll note we have upcoming. Those are the live ones. If you sign up for them and you can't make it, we'll send you a replay link. But also we have on-demand ones, so you can just basically watch them whenever you have time. It's the same information in our live ones. The only advantage to live is you can ask questions during it, and I'll demonstrate it for you. But these are also an option. So.
Yeah, and if you're lucky, maybe somebody will ask the question if you're watching it after the fact. Someone may have the same questions that you have. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Nana Pawpaw Pickers, they said, is there a place that can explain that in Inventory Lab? I believe they're talking about the box contents. But
that was my
search
impression.
Yeah, but if you search for if you just search for box contents at support.inventorylab.com, all of our resources will come up on how you can different ways you can handle your box contents and how you can enter them, including videos as well if you're more of a visual learner. So yeah.
Great. And
yeah, just box content is right there. I did see one from Christina, a default reminder.
Yeah.
What you can do is set the reminder on the list page on settings. You can set that to remember last entry. So if you click there, it'll remember that. And so once you set this reminder for a date, it will apply that to every item that you list. That's one way to do it. But then I see you have a follow-up like 3 months before the expiration date. So you would have to change the date here because the default reminder that you get with the expiration, that's 60 days ahead of the expiration. You're going to get a reminder notification. So when you click up there and you see your reminders, this is the date of the notification. So 60 days after this date is when that item expired. That's kind of how you look at those. So it's already set for 2 months, but if you wanted 3 months, you'd have to set your own reminder date. But if they were all close in expiration date, which I don't know what the odds of that are. I would imagine not very good. Since you list just different products, that may not work having that reminder be the same each time. But at least the message would be the same. You
Yeah.
wouldn't have to change that. All you'd have to do is pick a new date.
Great.
Do you think we have time for one more question?
Yeah, I wanted to field Craig's question because it's a real quick one. He just wants to know, how often are the open labs? So that's easy. We do them bi-monthly, so they're every other Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
see.
So every other
And
Thursday we'll be
we have,
here.
what do you think? That was so quick. Do we have
How about
time?
Eric's, the
Yeah.
sync? Yeah. So Eric, here, let me click on it if I can. There we go. So can I sync closed batches originally created in Seller Central to IL? No, it's you can only sync from us to Amazon. I mean, Amazon will sync your sales and items from your settlement reports in, as well as the inventory changes. But for stuff you listed, we don't know how many you sent in and that sort of thing. So you'd have to add those in, but you can do that very easily from the inventory page. Just find that inventory item, or actually, if you have multiple, just select them here, the box, and then click on bulk edit right here. And those items will all be listed on one page, everything you need to add a row to, like if you're going to adjust your inventory totals. And then you can just click on the plus to create a row and add in the quantity in
I
that.
thought that said checking for other users in the dark.
Oh.
Okay.
But yeah, you can just add the cost, supplier, purchase date, and quantity that way. And so you don't have to go back and forth between inventory items. You can just put them all on one page. So that's a quick way to do that. And if you just look for bulk edit in the help files, it'll explain that.
Okay.
Bulk edit. Still my favorite. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
always going to
awesome.
fuck it
I
up.
think there's
love
only
it.
one question we
know.
didn't get to. You want to try to do it real quick? Because we already know the answer.
Yeah.
It's
Craig's?
Craig wants to know. I get this question
Yeah.
all the time. We do.
We
Hold
do,
on.
but don't be
Show.
afraid to ask questions. Don't
Come
worry.
on.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not showing.
We
I'm clicking
appreciate your
on
questions. It's what we're here for. Oh,
Yeah,
did
it's
we
showing.
lose Kim?
Yeah.
shipment.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Oh, there she
No.
is.
That's the short answer. Because I mean, you could try redoing it, right? But Amazon, it's not really up to us.
Yeah, so we're kind of at the mercy of Amazon when it comes to the way that your shipments are split. There's Amazon Inventory Placement Services is a program I believe that will most likely generate less splits. However, the way it works in Inventory Lab is if you're at the point where you're reviewing your batch, you can actually see the tentative destinations, and then we send your feeds to Amazon, and then we get your destinations sent back. Now, those are still proposed until you create your shipment. As long as you don't create any shipments from the batch, you can actually click decline proposed shipments and go back. And if you'd like, you can try it again. But we don't have any control over how your shipments get split. It's all on the Amazon side of things. They probably have some crazy algorithm that figures how, where they want you to send your product to. So yeah, here's Jeff at the same stage. So let's remove this so we can show the whole screen. Sorry, Craig.
Yeah, this is a very handy tool.
Yeah.
And one quick tip
I think
too
more
is
users.
make sure you have the exact number of items here. Sometimes, especially Q4, you'll get feeds back from Amazon and you'll see like 6 things here, and actually you should only have 3, but Amazon duplicated them. So when you see that, like Andrea said, this decline shipments and go back, you just click that and click yes, click yes, click yes,
In theory.
and it takes you right back to the batch here. So you can then review it, submit it, click sync, oops, and then see what Amazon tells you next. Some people, I know some of our customers have used that. They'll they'll do this. I don't like that shipment placement because I have just one item going there, so I'm going to decline, and they'll just go
Right.
back and forth, do it multiple times, and eventually it'll trick
Sometimes.
Amazon. Sometimes, yeah. Some people have success with that. I'm not that patient, I guess. I wouldn't, but yeah, that's a good
No.
point, Andrea.
Yep.
That's another
Yeah.
handy tool that I like.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, the declined shipment can go back, but just make sure you don't create any of your shipments. Once you create one shipment from
Right.
that batch, that
Then you're
declined
stuck,
shipments and go back button is gonna disappear. Well, not disappear. It's gonna be grayed out, and you won't be able to select it. So just keep that in mind. Oh
Let me
boy,
make
we're already
it
at 4
show it.
We
o'clock.
are at time. Yeah. Let's
Oh,
get
we got
this
to get
show
the
on the
raffle
road.
Yeah,
going.
we should let these people know who won.
Yes.
All right. Oh, wait. Are you ready for the first one?
We're ready.
Okay, let me
We
get
are
the.
so ready.
That was your cue.
That was my cue.
I got to play the drums. I can't make the announcement.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Or Kim's cue.
Levi's,
Swag
there's
One of
bag.
you.
something's
One
in
of you.
retrograde.
Let's go with the swag bags first. So we have swag bag winner number 1.
Come on.
That was a reminder to me, not to Andrea. Yeah, that was
Yep.
a
Be
reminder
nice.
to me. Okay.
Please be nice. Our swag bag winner number 1 is Christina Ramsey Van
Hey.
Every.
Awesome.
Congratulations. So remember to email us at support@inventorylab.com with your shipment information, your name and everything, where you'd like your swag bag sent to. And we'll get that out to you ASAP. Are you guys ready for the next one? Swag bag winner.
Ready.
That's gonna
Right.
be Craig. Craig, I'm sorry I cannot pronounce your. I'm gonna
I was
try.
going to say bonus points on how you pronounce the
Asikainen.
last
I'm going
name.
to try. No, just
Asikainen.
There you
I don't
go.
know how close
that was
I
a good guess.
am. But congratulations, Craig.
Hey, Craig.
Email us support@inventorylab.com with your address, and we'll follow up with us, and we will send you out your swag bag.
Yep.
All right. And then our final winner of the 50 goes to
$50 Amazon card, Eric.
Hey, Eric.
Eric Serda. Congratulations, Eric. So shoot us an email, and we'll have that sent to you ASAP. That's a little bit easier to send because we don't have to send it in the mail.
Yeah.
So it's pretty
Just make sure to include
but,
which email you want it sent to, Eric, when you do.
Craig's last name is Canaan.
Oh, okay.
As Canaan. Okay,
Yes,
that's so cool.
He was nice enough to provide an actual pronunciation. Yeah. Thank you, Craig. Really, there are so many names on here that we we don't even bother trying. We don't want to embarrass ourselves.
Yep.
So
yeah.
All right. Well,
one more time. Support@inventorylab.com.
You
can always reach out to us with any of your questions if we didn't reach them today. We're always more than happy to help.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Whether you've been here before or you're brand new, we really appreciate it.
Yeah, we had a good crew. A lot of good questions.
Absolutely.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah,
take care. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
See ya.